Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something super special to dive into. Beetlejuice 2, or currently known as Beetlejuice. Yes, it is finally here and I've got a lot to say about this long-awaited sequel, so grab your favorite snack and let's do this. Now, before I jump into the full review, let's just take a little trip down memory lane because the original Beetlejuice premiered back in 1988 and it became an instant classic. Directed by Tim Burton and starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder and Gina Davis, it introduced us to a quirky underworld filled with humor, horror and iconic characters. The original film had a unique blend of dark comedy and whimsical charm, and who could forget that catchy theme? So, fans have been eagerly awaiting a follow-up for decades, and here we are in 2024, and our wish has been granted. Jumping into the plot of Beetlejuice 2, without giving away too many spoilers, of course, we see the return of some beloved characters and the introduction of new ones. Michael Keaton is back as the crazy Beetlejuice character, and honestly, it's like he never left. He slips right back into the chaotic charm of Beetlejuice with a mix of nostalgia and fresh energy, just like a glove. This story, of course, centers on Lydia Deetz, who is now an adult, and she is navigating her life, and we see the challenges that come with it. The film also introduces new character Lydia's daughter, who of course is played by the incredible Jenna Ortega. Gosh, that lady has got a very busy schedule. Now, she finds herself caught up in, haunting dilemmas brought on by Beetlejuice. The plot involves the winding connections between the living and the dead, and the chaotic antics of Beetlejuice as he attempts to reclaim his chaotic influence. I was really excited to see this movie. I am gutted I only got to see this for the very first time recently, just the other day. I was a little bit apprehensive as well going into the movie because, sequels quite often let us down. However, some sequels, they do bring us a good time. So where does this one fall? Well, I was very impressed with the amount of the original characters that they were able to bring back for this movie, and it was really, really interesting to see how the original Deetz family were all doing all of these years later, especially with characters like Delia, the mum, who was this over-the-top artist in the first movie and very extravagant, and she still is this very over-the-top character all these years later, which we all love. She is a character that all of us fans love. And you've also got Lydia now, who is all grown up, but she hasn't changed a bit. It was like the whole Deetz family just slipped back into their roles so easily all of these years later, which I thought was wonderful. Now, Jenna Ortega's character, she slipped into her role very perfectly, but I wouldn't expect anything less because Jenna is a pretty amazing actress in all of her roles. We had a really good mix of horror, comedy, and some really, really dark humor that just made you laugh out loud. Now, of course, we didn't have the return of Barbara and Adam because, they were the ghosts in the original movie, but it is explained why they are absent. So basically, they have now moved on to a different realm or something along those lines. They aren't just, completely forgotten about. And in the attic is still the little neighborhood creation that Adam put together in the first movie. So yeah, it was a really, really, nice compliment for those characters. There were some interesting twists and turns in the storylines that all came together throughout the film, which I thought was very clever and very, very nicely done. I didn't find this movie to be predictable because after I watched the trailer, I was thinking to myself that, oh no, it's going to be Jenna Ortega's character who ends up summoning Beetlejuice because her character doesn't believe in ghosts in this film, at least not at first. But actually, it is Lydia herself who eventually ends up summoning Beetlejuice because she ends up needing Beetlejuice's help to save her daughter, who, she's been taken beyond the afterlife by another new character who ends up tricking her. But I won't delve too much into that because I don't want to ruin the whole movie if you haven't already seen this film, but it is all very, very entertaining. We get to see a lot more of what goes on in the afterlife world with all of the dead characters, which I really, really enjoyed. There's even a scene that has Danny DeVito, which caught me off guard because I have not seen Danny DeVito in a movie in years, so there are actually quite a few nice little surprises like that scattered throughout the whole movie. I think the only negative that I could give this film, and this is just for, watching it for the first time, it's a little bit of a slow burn for the first 15 minutes, maybe 20, when you watch it for the first time, but you really do get rewarded for it going forward. But knowing now, after rewatching it and knowing how good that the movie is, now when I do go back and rewatch, I won't find that initial slow burn at the start of the film an issue going forward. But apart from that, I've got to give this movie some really, really good marks. I think what it was when I was first watching the movie, and I was finding a little bit of the beginning, a little bit of a slow burn, I think part of me was just getting a bit worried because I wanted this to be a really good sequel, and I was really concerned that this was going to be like what the film was going to be like. I thought, oh no, am I going to regret watching this? But no, it worked. In my opinion, I would say that this sequel is up there just as good as the original, and it is tough to do that with a classic. I would have no problems going back and rewatching the two movies back to back whenever I have a little bit of a craving for Beetlejuice. For me, it is a very worthy successor to the original. It brings back the magic and the madness that we adored, in the first film, while also at the same time carving its own pathway. Michael Keaton delivers, as always, and the new cast keeps the energy alive. And for that very reason, Beetlejuice 2 gets a very well-deserved 9.5 out of 10. Whether you're a long-time fan or a new one to the franchise, there's something for everyone here. It's wickedly fun, and I'd say definitely worth the watch. Okay then, guys, that's it for my review of Beetlejuice 2. Doesn't time fly? What did you guys think about this movie? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments box below. And as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on this channel. Okay then, guys, until next time, keep it spooky.